Also, the food only just ran out. Is about to run out, so that was a solid... how long does food last for? 30 minutes? Yeah, that was a solid 30-minute raid. Anyway, let's talk to Buckle Jaja, and then we'll talk to Prishe here. Hopefully, this girl can give us some answers. Hopefully, because, yeah. It all begins with a stone. Prishe is almost definitely, probably certain, you are standing in Jeuno. What were your names again? We never gave them. I forgot to fix my pants. Brilliant and Buckle Jaja, right? I don't know where you're from, but I can tell I'd love to visit, right. Can't say I've ever seen anyone quite like you before. I guess there aren't buns in Final Fantasy XI? I don't know, I've never played it. If you're done with the small talk, would you mind explaining why you attacked us? What in the world are you talking about? Don't play the fool with us. You were spouting nonsense about us being Tari and nearly killed a man on your rampage. But I do recall fighting Tari not long ago. To right to Ulmia. Ulmia. Yeah, the other guy said he, knew her. A friend of hers, you say? That's all well and good, but she was dressing Jaja's shade with that name. Oh, the incantations needed to summon it are said to be based on much older magics, one capable of clouding people's minds. If our enemy is skilled enough to summon Jaja, it stands to reason that such tricks are not beyond them. Meaning, young Prishe here was likely tricked into believing the shade was this Ulmia person. So it was all an illusion then. It's starting to come back to me. There was someone who warned me that a dear friend needed my protection. He was blue like your left head, and he gave me these bizarre weapons. Blue like me? I usually fight with my fists, but didn't think twice to accept what they gave me. I suppose their magic says to blame. In any case, I hope the real Ulmia hasn't been dragged into this. Can you tell us anything about the one you thought was your Ulmia? Where they may be hiding, perhaps? Would that I could, but when I got here, I was all by my lonesome. Here being where, exactly? Jeuno, at least I think it's Jeuno. There was never anything like that here before. It's mostly empty, but there are a few people lingering about. If you know where to look, maybe they can tell us something. Time to question the locals. Go with Prishe and see what you can learn of this place and the whereabouts of that shade. We will remain here and keep watch on this rift. Sounds good to me. Maybe I can finally get this triple triad card. I've been seeing it in my list of NPCs that I need to beat. But I doubt it's there yet. Yeah, it's probably not there for until I finish up these quests. Also, no, it's Winder, it's not Jeuno. I don't remember which branch is Jeuno, but all of the branches in this FC have Final Fantasy XI names. Well, also Jeuno is one of the servers on Aether. Although, I mean, Jeuno's a name they've used in other Final Fantasy games as well. I think they've used. I think they used it in 7. I don't know. I've only actually played this one and a tiny bit of 6. Maybe it was 5. I don't remember. It's the one in the English releases. Anyway, let's talk to Jaja and then Prishe. I sense something foul on the winds here. The sooner we leave this place, the better. Right then, let's have a look around. Oh, and we should probably stop by Jeuno as well. It's in the back of Neptune's Spire, across the way from the fountain. All right, now she's following me. Let's go ahead and check on this Elven adventurer. Oh, good. I was hoping to run into you two. What? I don't wish to be overly forward, but why were you speaking with that mumbled jaw earlier? Most importantly, what is it doing here? They would never dare to venture beyond the shores of... Insert Final Fantasy XI name here. Unless, my gods, has Ghoul Jaja laid siege to what, huh? Is Jeuno next to excuse me? What the heck is going on? Also, these robes look a lot like the elemental armor, the magical elemental armor in Eureka. Or I think they do. I don't know anything about sieges or invasions, but that Mumblejaw over there is a friend of mine. There ain't nothing to worry about. The poor man's probably more confused than we are about all this. Well, that's an interesting revelation. Let's go ahead and do this talking point here. Discuss the shuttered windows. Well, they just said there's something about a siege, so... Adventurers gather from all corners of the world to buy and sell their spoils here. The taxes are a pain, but it's worth it for the wide selection. Just between you and me, though, I've heard you can cut a good deal with merchants peddling their wares just outside of town. Again, this is probably some big Final Fantasy XI reference. But why is it closed? The auction house never closes. Maybe they're waiting for things to return back to normal here. Whenever they reopen, I suggest you stop by. Who knows? You may get lucky and find something way below market price. Well, that's what you got TSM for. Wait, that's wrong game. Hello, Hume adventurer. You're new to Jeuno, aren't you? I can tell by the way you were taking in the sights. The city was built upon Heaven's Bridge, connecting the two great continents of Quan and Midarita. You'll find there's an upper and lower level, a port, and an administrative plaza of Rue La Lude Gardens. At least you would have before. All ways in and out of Lower Jeuno appear to be blocked or cut off. The situation here is worse than I thought. Well, it sounded like they were under siege, so... I have to say, yeah, it's probably pretty bad. Okay, let's go ahead and check on this token exchange. I know I have a token sitting here. First movement. Oh, okay, so that means I need to run this a million times so that I can... Oh, that's actually nice. Because they probably had a bunch of songs that they wanted to do. But then they were like, oh, okay, we don't want you to have to run it a million times. Except I also just realized I only got one and they only had like 2 of them drop. So you still got to run it a million times. Anyway, I'll just go ahead and grab this one while I'm here and collect it. I'm going to maybe try and run these more times eventually, but whatever. I guess this is closer and there's 2 things there, so let's do these 2 first. Okay, some lore here. This isn't meant to be a dungeon entrance, but in World of Warcraft, even in current new dungeons, they still have this feature in a lot of the different rooms or at entrances. And there's 2 reasons for that. Well, one of the reasons is it's a holdover from EverQuest, where you wouldn't lose aggro from range. So you would go in the right, I think you would go in the right, and then you would come out the left, and then the next party that was going to go in the dungeon would pick up the aggro and then run through it on the right side. It's something like that. And then the other thing is for loading areas. Because you can't see that in the case of like Stormwind, they have a feature kind of like this, where you have to run around a corner to get to the next area. In the original game, it would just unload Stormwind, and you wouldn't know because the wall's in the way. Whereas now they probably don't, because you can just fly right over and they have more seamless transitions. Also, okay, I thought that was actually like a fox person. I'm like, did they add that? Can't say I've seen your sword around here before. Where are you from, stranger? I forgot to fix I need to fix my pants. Keep forgetting. Gridania. Oh, yeah, this changes depending on where you actually started your class. Since I started as a Lancer, I started in Gridania. Can't say I've heard of it. Most folks passing through hail from Sundroria, Bastuk, or Winders. There we go, Winders. That's the name of my FC. Considering the present state of Jeuno, though, seems strange is becoming a common occurrence. I'd be lying if I said I'd heard of your homeland either, but that's not important now. At times like this, we need to know who can be trusted. Well, you can trust me, that's for sure. Discuss the barred door. What? Why is this blocked off? There's supposed to be stairs here leading to the residential area. I swear, things get stranger here by the minute. Okay, let me change my pants, because I'm going to keep on forgetting that, and it's going to keep on annoying me. Okay. Let's go ahead and head on over and talk to the last person. Do I need to go up these steps? Probably? No, it looks like this door opens. Yes, it does. Entrance to Ten Shodo. Right, that's where she said we needed to go. You press against the door, but it refuses to budge. Well, that's because you got this little thing in front of it. Won't open. Then I guess we won't be meeting Aldo. When the world's in danger, he's always there to lend me a hand. Reminds me of my friends, the Scions. A shame I can't meet him. I'm sure you two would have gotten along famously. Unfortunately, we're on our own here. Whatever's happening here, these people are just as bewildered as we are. We should go back and find Buckle Jaja. See if he's noticed anything. Well, he's got 4 eyes on the case, so... And anyway, don't they say 2 heads are better than 1? Or at least that's what they say in Momuk. Or they used to say in Momuk. Alright, Buckle Jaja, you see anything weird? I know you've been watching this very intently. Returned at last. With answers, I hope. Yeah, no, not really. So we're truly in this Jeuno, as she says. Oh, that was Mystic, not Mighty. But I've traveled all over Troll. I never heard of a Jeuno or Sundroria, or any of those other places. What in Altana's name is Troll? I thought all of you mumbled Ja from Aragia. Aragia. Ah, there you are. Prishe, you are all right. And she has you to thank, I'm sure. Thanks for carrying, I guess, and who are you exactly? I thought he was a friend of yours. He's the one who asked me to go and look for you. I appreciate the concern, but I've never seen him before in my life. How can you say such a thing? I mean, you do look like the sort I might know, but I'm drawing a blank. What was the name, Mr.? Yeah, we haven't actually gotten his name. My name is... You must be the one they found wounded in the Skydeep cenote. Well, we have to call you something. How about Alexol? Sure. Make a bond in the Mumble-Jaw tongue. Though it may be closer to adventure in Beryllian's Eorzea. Eorzean. Nicely chosen, brother. That does have a nice ring to it. Exol then. Is it supposed to be Alzol? Alzol it is. So where are we exactly? Jeuno, or at least a close approximation. Surely you remember this place, don't you? It does feel familiar. What's so special about this place anyway? And where did that damn shade get off to? Bah, none of this makes any sense. Well, that's why you're not the thinking brother. That's why you're the mighty and not the mystic. My, what a vexing predicament. A familiar voice? Why is the simp here? Hey, that's the one that put me under a spell. Of course it's the simp. Did he not die? I mean, Zeralja killed him, but we don't actually know if he died. So the Bunewa sycophant yet lives. What are you doing here? As you found me in a generous mood, I thought I might enlighten you as to the nature of this place. That is why you've come, isn't it? Not really. Came here for the Alliance raid. The young lady is correct. This is the Grand Duchy of Jeuno. So we really are in Jeuno, and yet something about it feels so off. I never said this is the real one. It is an imitation, rather convincing one, I might add, which I created based on visions of another world. You built this? That I did. While you and yours were holding the Dawn Servant's coronation, Zeralja and I ventured to the gate of the Golden City. Everything was proceeding as planned. The gate's key was in our possession, the power to reshape the world within our grasp, or so I thought. Then he killed him. In the eyes of the resilient sun, I was but a useless tool to be cast aside. By all rights, I should have died when he struck me down, but the writers decided to keep me in the story because they felt like it. But once the chamber was empty, the gate still open, I saw my chance. What I found when I dragged myself across the threshold was an emptiness, a space beyond time. It was there, in the dark expanse, I beheld another world. I bet all the Final Fantasy XI players are freaked out when they saw these pictures. The world was called Vana'diel. You know what? I need to double check and make sure this is actually Final Fantasy XI stuff and I'm not making a fool of myself. Yes, 11. Okay, good. All NPC names are displayed in English regardless of what client language is set to. This is a nod to Final Fantasy XI, where NPC names are displayed in a similar fashion. Interesting. Okay, yeah. I'm sure all of the Final Fantasy XI players were freaking out when they saw this stuff. Yeah, Vana'diel, is that the name of the 11 world? Yes, that's the name of the 11 world. Okay, now I'll continue. What a load of rubbish! As if anyone would believe that everything and everyone here is little more than one of your toys. Maybe you should listen to him. As much as I don't like saying that. The cube. Was it all electro? No, that wouldn't make sense. He turned to stone. As I said, everything you see is my creation. Much like we fashioned a platform of gold Jaja for the feet of the Brotherhood, I was able to use our ceremonial tools to breathe life into my visions of Vana'diel. Under normal circumstances, my conjurings only have the strength enough for a brief clash. That stone, however, my magics are capable of so much more. Isn't that what Saralja used to build his army? Oh, okay, it is Electrobe. Okay, because I recognize the cube looked a lot like what Wicked Thunder had. Electrobe, you say? If you know its name, then I trust you also know these stones are possessed of immense power. Power enough for my creations to persist for as long as I please. Fortunate, then, that world between worlds was filled with structures made from Electrope, more than I could ever hope. Wait, if everything we see here, everything we believed was from Vana'diel, is of your making, then am I... Gods, that would mean I am as well. You, yes, well, a trivial thread in the tapestry of my grand designs. Grand designs, yes, like getting killed by the person you're simping for. And what a wondrous weave it will be, made possible by endless possibilities gleaned in the walk of echoes. The memories buried there, those remnants of echoes, will shape my dreams into reality. I once believed that dream lay in the resilient sun. That bastard is dead to me. By my hand, Tural will have the greatest ruler the world has ever known. I've made an admirable start, but my work is far from finished. Very soon, I'll draw upon the echoes once more to summon the greatest beings of Vana'diel, and their strength will be made one with this magnificent shade. The reason and resolve which built the nation of Tuliolal, matched with the uncompromising tyranny that commanded the mumbled jaw of that world. They'll never get away with this. I'll make sure of it. I won't let you sully the memories of the Vana'diel. It's still around, bro. You can go sign up for membership if you want. I mean, it's not the old version. By the way, Final Fantasy XI came out before World of Warcraft. If you won't listen to reason, then maybe you'll listen to my fists. Yeah, I'll make sure of it. My fist sounds too cheesy. Also, I use an axe. That's the spirit. My preparations will take time, of course. But when I am ready, you can be certain I will call upon you to bear witness to my greatness. Surrealjaw, wait! Well, unfortunately, Surrealjaw returned. Alright, let's talk to everyone and then buckle Jaja, and then I think we got one more quest to do. ... Very descriptive. Prishe? ... question mark. Damn it all. Just when I thought things couldn't become more complicated, making sense of Alexandria was trouble enough. But now we have this Vana'diel to deal with as well. I can only imagine how Prishe and Alzal must be feeling. What do you do when your very existence is called into question? I don't know. Let's find out in the next quest.